But let's get it on the record, Monica.
That's right. Time to get on the record.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
But that's very true, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah.
We think there's something wrong in the breaking down process.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're actually supposed to lose everything.
Right.
And losing everything doesn't necessarily feel good.
No, in
But,
fact,
but
often it
nobody says
does.
that to you, or like you're supposed to lose on the spiritual path. You're supposed
Yeah.
to lose thoroughly, but to be able to stand still in it at the same time.
Yeah.
You're not like you have no belief system around that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you make me think of Joseph Campbell and spiritual dismemberment, and
So he
you know,
says,
he
"Oh, I love that phrase."
talks
Ooh,
about spiritual
juicy.
dismemberment.
Does
Yeah,
he?
isn't that juicy? It's like you will be
Yes.
flailed and
Yes.
on the cross, and
Let
yeah.
me see if I can find a quote that I just had on my desktop that I put into because I do these courses, in the different lenses, and I
Oh,
found this
cool.
quote from Jung. It's a famous novel, but I had it saved from months ago, and yes, listen to this quote from Carl Jung that he talks about. I just think, wow, the spiritual journey, it's not a career or a success story. It's a series of small humiliations of the false self that become more and more profound.
Wow.
Fucking hell, right?
Right. That's powerful. That's really
Powerful.
beautiful.
So that's by the man who most people consider to be the wisest contributor to psychological thought in the history of the world, right?
Right.
That's his perspective that he came to probably later in his life, that quote. Small humiliations of the false self that become more and more profound. They don't become less profound. It's
More
like,
profound.
yeah,
Like,
uh,
oh yeah. A
right?
friend of mine talks about the little I and the big I.
Yeah,
The little I think of as the false self, you know.
totally. Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
A
Very.
teacher of mine, Adi Ashanti, I don't know if you know, do you know who he is?
I've heard the name.
You've
I
heard the
haven't.
name, yeah.
Yeah.
He had a way of talking about it really beautifully too, where he would say something. It's like, first I thought I was wrong about some things, but eventually I recognized my mind was wrong about absolutely everything.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah,
Right?
it's a rude awakening, but it's also like makes me think, the great mantle or realization of all great spiritual teachers is humility, right?
Humility, yeah.
Yeah,
But if not born through this, then not born through what, right? It has to be born through,
exactly.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, yeah,
So if we want to talk about that retreat coming up, embodying the mystery, it's
yeah.
embodying the I don't know what's happening, but it's very important within the I don't know what's happening that I
Yeah.
stay present in my body, that I stay in my experience.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
To stay with the I don't know and to stay with the body.
To
Stay with the
stay with the I don't know as a living, breathing experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
And
There's
that
something.
nobody knows, right? It's just a lie we've been sold for thousands and thousands of years that some wise person throughout history has known what this is. That has
Yeah.
taken me so long to shake off my system. The feeling of, I guess it's some kind of weird spiritual FOMO, isn't it? Like that some great master in the past, or that Amma or Adi Ashanti, as you said, or some great Jesus or someone that Jesus knew. No, he didn't. That's not real. He so knew that he didn't know that he was able to express all of that wisdom from that place.
Right.
That's where the power of that is coming from. But so we're not missing out, and like you said earlier, like that, you lived your life in some kind of way looking for a magic pill or magic teaching for so
Yes.
long, right?
Yes.
But that's just not the case. There is no magic
Yeah.
thing there. It's
Yeah.
more the sense of getting so comfortable in the mystery. And so, go ahead.
What do you think about? I was just thinking, like there's no magic pill, but there's a great deal of magic, a great
It
deal of
is
influence,
life is
right?
fucking magic.
Yeah.
That somehow it is like somehow I'm living and breathing. I'm able to say coherent sentences. I go places. How do I do any of that? If we're honest, nobody knows.
Right.
Nobody knows where the next thought comes from. Nobody
Yeah.
knows how they think. Nobody knows why they have certain preferences for things. That's all made up. But everything else that's left over is a kind of magic, isn't it? I think that's what people are referring to. the flow and the synchronicity of living a life in the body that's just honest with itself about the
Mm,
extent to which it doesn't know anything.
mm. A body that's honest with itself. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's honest with itself about not knowing, but deeply allegiant to itself in its
Yes.
subtle sense of feeling. So if somebody's listening to this and later on and wants to get a sense of what we're speaking about, like just feeling your hands right now as an act of love and devotion to yourself, to
Mm,
God, to the
mm.
truth of your existence, to all of the above. It's like it is the most tangible way you can say, I love you to life, to yourself right now. Just feel what it feels like to have hands without any other anything.
Wow.
And that living, embodying the mystery of the body means just feeling the pulse of the body, what I often call the constancy of the body underneath everything that's happening.
Yeah.
That it is there on a good day, it is there on a bad day. The depth of the body doesn't really mind what happens to you. It's not really that interested in that. It wants you to love it, to be interested and devoted to the depth of it, not to the surface waves of what's happening.
Mm.
It's like it's a misperception. And so much of even somatic psychotherapy doesn't talk in this direction I'm speaking of here, right? It stays with the surface, just healing traumas or healing, or what is my body like in this moment? Oh, it's tense. That must mean something's bad. Or, oh, it's feeling flowing. That must mean something's good. I'm talking about something much more simple, a kind of ongoing devotion to yourself through
Mm.
paying attention to the subtle feeling of being you as the body ongoingly. Like, what if you just didn't do anything else? Or when you do something else, you remember and you come back to that.
Nice.
And so if somebody's listening to this, do like listen from your hands. See what it's like to stay in your
Oh,
hands. Yeah,
wow. Mm.
stay in your hands and experience your hands from there. What's that like?
Yeah. Wow. For me, like just to take a moment to do that shifts my whole perception and experience. Like, and I love this thought of devotion, like
Yeah,
loving devotion.
that's
Yeah.
right. That it really is the most tangible way our system can feel the love and presence is by attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
The mind's I love you to itself, or like the compassion of that voice, if we're trying to put on a voice, that's just a bridge or a stepping stone into this. And that's a lovely stepping stone, like, oh, I love you, or you're safe
Right.
now, or nourishing step. It's beautiful. But if you trace it properly, where that goes naturally is it brings you into a place that you feel safe to just land in your body.
Mhm.
And so if you want to use that bridge or pathway, that's great. But that's where we want to go, is a place where I'm just landed and I
Mm.
become more and more comfortable in the mystery. So in this retreat upcoming in September, they'll be just sitting in
Wow.
the mystery, inviting the mystery of sitting in a room together with whoever comes, of like, we don't need to pretend that we're knowers, that we know exactly what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, right? Exactly. Because it's just a bunch of
It's a
bullshit, right?
relief. It's a relief in a way, right?
Oh,
Another
absolutely.
way to drop that ego self.
Yeah. I don't really know who I am. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to keep dropping into myself and I'm going to find out using the compass of my body to navigate the moment.
Mm. I
Just
love
like
that.
feeling in, just like wading into the waters of the body, just a little bit deeper at a time. And everyone's going to be in different places with that, right? And the other
Sure.
part of this is working with things that come up. So I'll be working with different aspects. If there's challenges that come up, all of us have certain challenges based on our past and experiences that it's hard to trust the naturalness of ourselves. The
Mm.
last time we remember trusting the naturalness of ourselves, we were hurt, we were shamed, we were ostracized, we were something that said
Mhm.
no,
Wow. Yeah.
So that's going to come up with the depth of this invitation, the depth of these other places. Going to go, what about me? What
Yeah.
about me? Can I come up here?
Right.
And so it's like re-welcoming those parts back into the body, back into a lived experience. It's so important with this.
Yeah. It's interesting because I was just talking with somebody and a client, and this idea of just like bringing everything home to the
Mm,
body, right?
beautiful.
Um, yeah, and it's such a gentle, loving process, and such a,
Yeah,
not necessarily without challenge. Like you said, those things come up.
absolutely. Those
What's
things
been
come up,
disowned, comes
right?
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe, and to put it in another way too, so people can hear it, it's like the sense that to be in the body is to not know ourselves.
Hmm. Hmm.
If we're really in the body, that's why if people always talk about it, some level of fear of really returning, if I just return to the feeling of being me primarily and the idea of me second, very often what I hear from clients is, I'm afraid I would die. I'm afraid something awful would happen.
Right.
And that's not without reason or rationality too. There's some kind of experience there of like, if we really start switching our allegiance where I admit to myself, I don't really know what's happening, but I'm in the best place in myself in the moment when I'm feeling my way through the dark of the moment versus pretending I know what's happening. Because the mind always knows it's bullshitting itself and it tenses around. It knows it really doesn't know, but it tries to pretend that it has a solid take on things.
It thinks it's supposed to know.
It
Yeah.
really thinks it's supposed to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
just
if it doesn't know, it's
amazing.
failing in some way, right?
Exactly. And it's,
Yeah.
I think another thing we could say about the September trait, it's a group of humans breaking the taboo of admitting that we don't know what's happening together and feeling safe in a container around that.
Wow, I love that. I
Yeah.
just feel the reverberation in the field of that.
Gorgeous, right? I
Like
know.
way so simple and profound. In fact,
Yeah.
Kat likes the way that feels so much. She's joining us.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Exactly, right? That animals aren't telling themselves a story on top of their experience of who they are.
Mm. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that true? They're not
Yeah.
telling the story. Huh.
But they're
Yeah.
inherently themselves, right?
Right.
They move with a sort of grace that even when they're frustrated, they move just gracefully through things, with things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it really is, it's one thing to do this work kind of one on one with people, like you were mentioning a client earlier. I'm working with people all day today as well. And like, that's one thing to do, but to do it in a group, there's something different about it, something very powerful around kind of outing oneself and sitting in a space where that's okay, you know,
Mhm.
coming out of
Yeah.
the coming into the not knowing, or coming out of the knowing closet, you could say.
Coming out of the knowing closet. Nice. And being met with
Yeah,
friends. Yeah. Being
exactly. Like, hello, welcome to reality.
yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
to reality. Yeah. So
Well,
embodying the mystery, then we could say that weekend retreat is about doing this in different ways together. So we'll practice. I'll be working one on one with people in the group. We'll
nice.
pair up and we'll do different partner exercises to sort of explore some of these different themes. So getting used to this. What I mentioned earlier is something we'll be practicing a lot, what I call 70-30 awareness, which I kind of alluded to, is the felt sense of the hands. And maybe as if anyone is listening to this right now, just really getting a flavor for it. The sense that in any moment, it's actually much more natural to place 70% or so of our attention with the feeling of being us and 30% everywhere else. That's actually very close to the natural state, even if that feels like a subtle practice to do at the beginning. When the body really relaxes, that's the rhythm in which we naturally pay attention to. And it doesn't make kind of logical sense in the sense of we're somehow appearing mysteriously here again in every moment, somehow out of I don't know where, the mystery of things. And then the closest thing to us in any moment is that everything just appears again, right? Is this body is just here again.
Yeah.
It's always the closest thing to us. So in order to perceive anything else, it makes sense that I include the feeling of my body before I start to go out with my senses.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just each one of us is given the natural order as it appears to us to honor, to be devoted to. And that's the flow of things. It's just the mystery of being. And then suddenly there's this body here. So if I don't pay attention in that order to things, I'm far less skillful at paying attention to the outside.
Nice. Like even as people are listening to this and they might take a minute to do what you're just suggesting. I mean, I might reflect that when I do that, when you first introduced me to that 70/30,
Yeah.
um, there was so much more of a sense of settling in and relaxation,
Mm,
presence
mm.
to do that, whereas previously thinking I needed to have more of my attention outside myself, to pay attention or be present
Yes,
in the
yes,
world. When in fact, when I reverse that, I'm more present to the world.
yes. Gurdjieff had a phrase he said something like, "We live in an upside down world. Everything is upside down. In order to be more useful to the outside, and the paradox in this example, we need to be more present in the inside first."
Wow. Well, that's very potent and powerful right now, isn't it? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's the rhythm we want to start listening to. So whether you like the God word or universe, or whatever it is, that the sense of we're paying attention to God, to life at the core of
Right.
us, and how the mystery of that is reflecting itself in our body in that moment. And then, like you started today with the lovely word of magic, it just feels like everything that comes from there has a kind of non-doing, flowing magic to it
Yes, yes.
in a way you couldn't co-opt even in your wildest dreams if you were to kind of try to script it all out
Right.
beforehand. It just, you'd never in a million years be able to reproduce that flow or synchronicity or magic.
Yeah.
And it also doesn't mean I don't want to present to people too that only good things are going to happen to you, only magic. Part of the magic is awful things happening to you.
Right.
They are
Right.
like awful things in the sense of loss, grief,
Yeah.
sadness. These things are natural. There is no one who lives a life. It's such a fallacy that they only get good things and don't get bad things. Like look at any of the lives of the saints or anyone. They're filled with tragedy and complexity, and so it's so funny how our mind still kind of thinks, oh, if I can use the 70/30 awareness or I can use spirituality to come to a place where only good things happen. And
Right.
we're not
Right.
saying that, but we are saying there's a way of being that more and more consistently I can stay intimate with the core of myself in the process of everything.
Wow. So that literally, and maybe I won't phrase this right. So tell me more about this idea of that is coming to me, the sense of embodying the mystery, like connecting with the mystery that
Yeah,
is here within me.
beautiful. Yeah. Well, there's so many, the traditions say that so many different ways, but I think they're all talking about, the Taoists have a lovely way of saying to open our bodies as the bridge between heaven and earth,
Yeah,
right? And
felt that all the way through me.
oh, yeah,
Oh, that's what we're
th-
saying again.
yes, that our bodies are the bridge, or they're born to be the bridge of heaven and earth.
Yeah.
And that the more sensitive we get in our longings and our desire in ourselves, we start to discover eventually that that's all we ever actually wanted, that that's our greatest fulfillment,
Mm. Wow. Mm.
to be that, which feels both deeply personal
Yeah.
and deeply transpersonal at the same time inside of us.
Yes.
When it's felt in our body, it's like it's somehow the impulse of life to restore the majesty of its own self through us or something. And at the same time, it's just the deepest personal longing of the thing that why we want the nice toothpaste or the nice relationship. At the bottom of every one of those things is that same longing to be like that.
Mm. Yeah. But all those longings take us back to our original longing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's one way of describing it. So I will have a system also called Lenses That Liberate. And what I would say about embodying the mystery, the seven different lenses, I don't know how much of that we'll get into at the retreat, probably some of it, but these different lenses are like the different faces of the mystery, you could say. They're like how the
Oh,
mystery shows up in these seven different fundamental ways inside of us.
Lovely. I had never heard you describe it that way because I've looked at your Lenses That Liberate, which is
Yeah.
amazing, but has different faces of the mystery. That's
Yeah. That,
beautiful
that there are different ways
to encounter.
as the mystery of being inhabits us, it takes these different shapes in a certain way. And
Mm,
these archetypal flavors that different parts of the body naturally accentuate, naturally bring to life.
mm. So they just sort of naturally arise.
When we pay attention to the body in a particular way. Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we can certainly get into that as well at the retreat. But it's going to be
Great.
fun to see
I,
who
I,
shows up, what way shows up. Yeah.
yeah, I'm so excited for you to be here and bring,
Mm.
you know, magic, mysticism to
Yeah. Yeah.
to
Well,
the soul
ordinary
level,
mysticism.
ordinary
Is
mysticism.
that a book from the medieval times? Something
Maybe.
Underhill, this woman wrote that, I think. Maybe it was the last 100 years. I think it's her book is called Ordinary Mysticism. I love that title. That
That's
mysticism is ordinary in the sense of not knowing is actually ordinary when we get used to the frequency of it in our body.
and what you're saying about one-on-one work being
Yeah,
so powerful and beautiful, and also the exponential maybe field or something that's created when we join together, that resonance.
absolutely.
That
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I think that's one of the most important pieces of it to kind of step into this or step to trust the mystery. There's such a taboo around it everywhere, right? Pretty much everyone is saying all the time, I know what's happening. And then we've chosen a president who's the best in the world at pretending he knows what's happening. So that's what we're devoted to in society.
what a good wow, I never thought of it as that kind of
Yeah.
representation. That's great.
That's what he represents, right? It's like I am not going to admit at any level that I don't know what's happening. And the moment I don't know, I'm going to pivot with a new narrative. And he's actually the best politician maybe we've ever had at doing that seamlessly. So that's why he's the leader of the world. Because that's what people still value is that the pretense that I can know what's happening definitively
Right,
versus to come back to the body and to trust the darkness of it, to trust the brightness of it, to trust
right.
the liminality of it, that it's always in flux, it's always changing. And if we're honest with ourselves, the moment we know one thing, five new things appear that we don't know. Surprise!
Keeps things interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what life is like. Oh, I just fucking solved that thing yesterday, and three more things have happened today. Boom. No, no, no. But if I just get these things today, I can really rest tomorrow. It's like, no. Have you not noticed? The last 10,000 days have said otherwise.
Sorry. My friend Naria likes to say life is lifing.
Life is lifing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And part of it lifing is constant uncertainty and
Yeah.
constant new curveballs,
Yeah.
as you said.
Yeah.
And so,
So to get comfortable with the not knowing.
exactly, that is the main game in town,
Yeah.
you know? And somehow, as you said, we'll see who shows up at the retreat, but very often people who've already explored this to some degree, who've had a meditation practice for a while, who've done something, they're usually the people, or else they're very bright souls or whatever way you want to call them, who are in their 20s or whatever, that hear this kind of stuff and go, I'm in, fantastic, you're welcome
Right.
if that's the case. But very often, I just want to speak to the people who they've done a lot of this, they've done a lot of meditating, and they feel like they're still kind of, it's helped in some ways, but kind of marooned still in this kind of inner place where it feels like I should know more, but I don't know more. I should
Mm.
be more healed, but I'm not more healed. Why aren't I through this already? That kind of space. The invitation, especially for people like that to come into, you're much closer to this than you think you are.
Yeah.
And through your failure, you're actually much closer to it than you think you are.
Right. Like we were talking before, through that failure or that breakdown or that dismemberment
Yes,
through
yes. I
those
can't remember if we were
ordinary,
recording at that point where we had to
yeah,
start. Yeah,
those
that's
ordinary,
right. Yeah.
regular disappointments of the ego. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I may have had a quick look at see find the dates there just to bring it up to. Do you know them
Yeah.
offhand?
Let me pull it up.
I have it here. It's the
Oh, okay,
12th,
great.
the 12th of September. So, so that first 12th evening, if you're on the fence about signing up for the whole thing, or you want to just like see what's going on, It's going to be an open meeting by donation, so you're welcome to come in. It'll be from, I think, 6:30 to 8:30. I think I'm right in saying that.
I think
Yeah,
so.
at
Okay.
Monica's lovely
Yeah.
space, just outside of
Mm,
Durango, right?
that's right. Just
Yeah,
outside. Yeah.
beautiful. So that's
But
on the website, the information, if you see it, wherever you've come across this, on the website or wherever this is posted, it should be there too,
yeah.
the address
Or
for that. So
Facebook. Yeah. And we'll post it on the Facebook on Sacred Mountain Mystery School and
perfect.
on yours. And yeah, we'll
Yeah,
put it in our newsletter and yeah.
wonderful. It'll be up on lots of
Yeah. And we'll
places.
just send that vibration out there and see
Yeah, see
who on.
see who accepts the call. I like this thing you said. It's the mystics, the people who are
Yeah.
drawn, that know there's a way to move through the world, that I don't have to pretend that I know everything that's happening.
Yeah.
You know, just able to settle into our bodies and to have support with that, both emotionally, what's coming up, but just energetically in a room of people that
Yeah.
everybody's devoted to that way of being.
Oof. Yeah. That's a that's a that's a space that I want to feel.
Yeah, it's lovely
Um,
to share it even here right now. Yeah,
so do you feel
yeah.
like on a Friday evening, like there will be a little bit of a taste of it, an experience of what
I think so. I mean, I can't
yeah,
see
what
it
happened?
worthwhile doing anything else other than diving
Yeah.
right into that to people's experience of that. So yeah, it'll be as much of a mystery to me at some level as to everyone else what the shape it takes, but it'll be something around the lines of maybe we're sitting in a circle, maybe we're sitting, who knows what the shape of it, but people will have the opportunity to share. Maybe we'll do a little bit of dyad practice, maybe not, maybe we'll just be more open like that, but have a sense of the field of what will be created for the rest of the weekend and a little bit about the style and the way that I work in doing that. So that'll
Get a
be the
feel
kind
for
of,
the field. Yeah.
yeah, feel for the field, exactly. And then Saturday and Sunday are both going to be full days. I don't know exactly the start time. I put on my, I think it was 10:30, if I
I
remember
think you
correctly.
put 10:30. I can take a look. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably something worth pulling up before we
Yeah,
um
I have it here too, I think.
yeah, lovely. And the
Yes, 10:30 to 5. So we'll
yep,
we'll do 10:30 to 5 on the Saturday, the 13th,
yep.
and the 14th, the Sunday. Then with a break somewhere around 1 to 2:30 if you want to bring
Okay.
lunch, or else you can probably leave and go back to Durango, but you're probably better off bringing lunch. But um, yeah,
Well, there's nice places to, just hang out on the property,
yes,
dirt and stuff,
yes.
and just have a little picnic. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be a nice opportunity. So then those 2 days will be an opportunity to really dive in deeper as a group. You're welcome to sign up for one of them, for both of them.
Okay. That's good to
Yeah,
know. People can
exactly.
do like a 1 day or two or the whole weekend.
Exactly. Yeah. I have all the different things up on my website. I have some early bird special too. Let me see if I put up the date.
Mm.
Somewhere this month, if you sign up sooner rather than later. Let me see where that is. Oh, I don't know where it is, but somewhere in the middle of this month, if you check on the website. Oh, here it is. Before August 15th. There's an early bird special. So
Okay, great.
jump in
Before
there, little
August.
birdies, you know?
For for all the birdies that are like, yep, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, the confident not knowing birdies. They're just like,
That's
this is for
right.
me. I don't even know how I know, but I know. And that's like,
Right.
welcome.
I know without knowing.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a funny paradox, that experience, isn't it? Maybe that's a good place to
It
finish on
is.
too. The sense of if you really recognize I can't know anything with certainty, there's a real certainty about that carries you.
Yeah, it's ironic.
Yeah.
And a
And
comfort.
the a comfort and also the only true kind of balm or medicine to a world that's
Mhm.
convinced that it knows everything. Because
Ah,
if you're not more certain in your not knowing that the world is in its knowing, you'll always be thrown around by
mm,
it.
you can be pulled in all
You can
those
be pulled
directions.
because
Yeah.
everyone is, the next person is just ready to tell you what they know
Well, I
with
love
certainty.
what how you express that of like, it's being played out in our politics in our society,
Yeah,
like the person someone who has this supposed knowing certainty and other people who feel lost are like, okay, well, I'll just go with you because you seem so certain and you know
exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
not just in our politics, but in
In
most
everything.
forms in the world, really.
Yeah.
You could say, in a certain sense, anywhere is kind of everyone in a certain way. You could say, I don't mean this in a malicious way, but you hear the word gaslighting a lot. And in a
Yes.
certain way,
Yes.
actually everyone is gaslighting everyone else all the time.
And
The more
themselves.
and the absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretending
Yeah.
that, hey, let me tell you, here is the way. Here's
Let
the
me tell
truth.
you how it is.
Let me tell you how it is. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I think that's a very important sentence that we need to get stronger in our and comfortable and flowing in the magic of our not knowing than in the
Mm,
world's contorted, constricted way
yeah.
around this. No, 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 I know what it is. I know what this is.
Ah,
Otherwise, we'll always feel like at the mercy or pulled by it.
that's beautiful. I mean, the phrase that keeps coming up to me,
Mm.
I think it's from Carolyn Mace. It's that whole practice of being mystics without monasteries,
Oh, I love that phrase. Yeah, she's
being
great.
mystics. How to be an actual mystic in this world where there is all this pull
Yes.
from.
And I think the point we're striking there is probably the most essential point at staying in that stability of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be in the world, but not of the world, in the sense
Yes.
of two, not of the world, and as I'm not locked into that sense that I'm pretending that I know what the world is and I know it
Yeah.
should be happening.
Yeah. I heard another phrase to that, and and I'd almost want to add two phrases, the not being in the world, but not of the world, and being for the world. But when you talk, I think of it as somehow through the world, like somehow that it's moving through me, that
Yes,
it's,
yes.
yeah,
That's a really actually important distinction, exactly. Because not of the world implies something kind of back here that isn't
yeah,
present here. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
That's,
yeah.
like that, that whole, I mean, just as I'm talking to you, I'm realizing another level of that whole thought of, are you breathing? Are you being breathed? That,
Yes, yes. Are we the
yeah,
dancer or are we the dance?
yeah,
And that there is no mental answer to that that will ever satisfy.
right, right.
Mm. It's just that the
That's
lived
great because my
experience.
mind was just trying to do
Yeah,
that.
right? I caught you.
Tricky.
Right? I know well myself, right? It's like it's always trying to sneak in the back door and
I know you
set up shop, right?
sneak
It's,
in the back door and set up shop.
but also it's like
Kind
a
of,
teacher of
it's
mine
kind
used
of
it's kind of sweet it is. A teacher of mine used to say a way of something like that too, where they would say it's almost like they're trying to set up shop, they're trying to sell water just right next to the river.
nice. What
Yeah,
if I put it in this fancy bottle? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So
Mm,
many ways, but that's what we're going to explore, a chance to embody that more and just to be in a lovely sense of
yeah.
community sharing this. So if anyone feels compelled, feel free to reach out
Yeah,
to me or Monica, and we're happy to discuss more of the
absolutely.
details if it's more logistics or if it's more either way. Yeah. But I'm happy to
Yeah.
answer any questions about it or
Yeah. If
anything
it's
else that
more
you
the
have.
essence of it, this definitely speak to you.
Yeah, I think people will, within 2 or 3 minutes of listening to this, someone will have a sense in their body if there's this
Yes.
sort of openness and this interest that in moving their life more in devotion to the depth of themselves and to the mystery of things. And if that speaks to you, come along. And if it doesn't, don't.
Yeah. It's okay. Well,
It's totally right. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. You will
Yeah.
know.
You will know.
You'll know that you don't know.
Exactly. All of the above, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wonderful. So
well, very
nice to chat
excited
with
to
you.
have you here. It's always good to chat with you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
excited to have you here and excited for whatever we will experience.
Whatever we'll experience, but there's some sense that it will be good. Like you can feel at the depth of your body when we're
Yeah.
paying attention in this way, whatever comes of it, it'll be for the betterment of everyone,
Yeah.
even if part of it is challenging. And that's
Yeah.
important. So we might not know anything definitively, but we'd kind of bet our lives that it's moving in that direction when we have that internal kind of compass at the same time,
Yeah.
you know?
It's when when you speak and I tune into my body around these kind of things, there's, as you talked about, there is this certain stability and relaxation
Yes.
that happens,
Yes. Yeah.
which actually gives me more field to hold anything else or to
Yes.
anything
Yeah.
else.
And
Yeah.
when I used to run groups regularly up in Boulder, one of the common things I used to hear at the end of these evening groups very often was, I heard it more than once from multiple people. It was something like, I have never felt more relaxed in my body in my life at the end of this. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sense like the true sense of homecoming without creating a fantasy that everything's always going to be perfect in the future. It's just like, no, I'm going to be with myself. And this is how I express a devotion and love for myself and for the mystery that's creating me.
When you say that homecoming, just yeah, get a little teary. It's beautiful.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, right?
Mhm. Okay.
Okay,
Well, we hope that whoever feels it will join us and yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, look
questions they
forward
can
to it.
either one of us. Yeah.
Totally. Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody.